It's an unhaul video. We're going to go to a book swap. Hello my lovelies, welcome back. My name is Viry for those of you who are new here. I am recovering from a cold. My throat is a little bit off. My hair is a little bit frizzy. I did not do my makeup and this intro is just a little bit of a chaotic intro. But I wanted to record this portion of the video now because we're doing something fun. As you all saw on the thumbnail or title, we're going to go to a book swap and I'm very excited. However, we have to go through my books and actually see what I want to get rid of. I already have a few that I took out of collection because I didn't want them anymore to begin with, but after considering it a little bit longer, I kind of want to go through specifically my romance section because I know there's a lot of books on there that I don't really care to own. So I think this would be a nice way of getting rid of my books and being able to get new ones without feeling the loss of that money that I spent on these books originally. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then tomorrow we can go and do the book swap. Grab a drink, get cozy, and let's get started with this video. Lighting is so unflattering, but this right here, hold on, let me organize this a little. This right here is my bookshelf. I have one other one over there, but I know for a fact at least one complete shelf is all of my favorite books and the other are banned books and classics and stuff like that. So I'm keeping that. A lot of those books are not mine either, so I can't make a decision about getting rid of them. This, however, is my collection, completely mine. We're gonna start off with this bottom area right here and then go up. And then these right here are books that I'm already getting rid of. So I've talked about this book. I love the cover of this book, but I just was not a huge fan of the story and I don't care to keep it. This is another one I've been meaning to donate for a while now, but might as well take it to this book swap. Maybe someone else would enjoy it. And then Spark of the Everflame. This video is going to come out before my reading wrap that I've been pushing. I picked up the second book in the library and I actually DNF'd it. I could not get through the first few chapters, so I'm deciding to just get rid of it. I'm unhauling these books. That's what it's called. It's an unhaul video. This is my physical TBR, but we're focusing on here. This right here, for the most part, a lot of these are newer books that I've read. So from here, these right here are some pretty good books that I like. Adelaide the Bewitching and Anita de Monte Las. So I know I'm not gonna get rid of that. Or these. I was debating on this one, right? Terror at the Gates. I don't want to get rid of it just yet, but it was up for debate just because I want to give it a second chance. I feel like I would enjoy this book, but I was not in the mood to read it at the time, so I do want to reread it before I get rid of it. So we're going to put it back. Lightlark is another one of those books that I DNF'd. This one I didn't even finish. This is a full DNF. And again, I was just not in the mood to read it. And I'm kind of leaning towards unhauling it. This is a possible maybe, but I do want to give it one last chance before I unhaul it. So all of these right here, I think we'll keep. I have my mangas over here, which I really enjoy reading, so no. Outlander. If I'm being honest, I really liked Outlander reading it, but I don't know if I want to continue reading the series and I don't know if I want to keep this book. I think we're gonna get rid of Outlander. I liked it, I read it, but I don't think I'm gonna continue the series, so I don't want to have a copy. The Thirsty Murder Club is another one that I just recently read, but I don't feel the need to reread and I wasn't terribly impressed by it, so I kind of want to move on from this book and unhaul it. So we have some thrillers here. I enjoyed most of these thrillers. They were pretty good. This one, however, is another one of those books. I enjoyed parts of it, but I don't care to keep it. And now that I think about it, it's a little bit harder for me to remember what it's about. I wouldn't gravitate towards reading it again compared to other books here. We're unhauling this one. And I think that's it for here. So from here, we did take 3 books, which frees up a little bit of this. From this whole section, there are a few books that I'm not sure if I want to continue the series, but I want to give it a try. One of those books is From Blood and Ash. The online book club I'm in is reading this book right now, and if I have time this month, I might pick it up to reread it and see if I'll continue the series. I was just not interested in continuing the series at the time, but I still remember enjoying this book. So I'm gonna put it back. But this is one of the books that I might unhaul in the future if I don't continue the series. I think so far we're leaving my fantasy section. My romance section, for that, I'm going to bring them all down and we can check them out in the living room. I have a bunch of stacks. You can't even see all of them, but I have a bunch of stacks of books here. I do know for a fact, this stack over here, I am keeping it. I will show you all what it is. Okay, whatever. So this stack right here, this is the Knock 'em Out series. Love these books. I have them in special edition. I'm not getting rid of them. Then I have 2 B.K. Borison books. I really do enjoy B.K. Borison as an author, and I love those 2 books. So we're keeping those. Then I have the Chestnut Spring series right here, which I also very much enjoy. This is by Elsie Silver. So we're keeping this whole stack right here. And then from there, automatically I can tell you I'm keeping 7 Days in June by Tia Williams and all of my Abby Jimenez books. We're keeping those for sure. We're keeping the Ashley Poston books. This is another author I really enjoy, especially the 7-Year Slip. It's one of my favorite books. I recommend it every time to people. I know I'm keeping some Emily Henry books. Beach Read, Great Big Beautiful Life, and Funny Story. So we are keeping these. I know I'm keeping these 2. So You Between the Line by Katie Naiman and The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I'm trying to think of other guaranteed books that I know that I'm keeping. Yeah. Here is my King of Sin series. I'm currently reading this, so I'm not getting rid of it. All of my Taylor Jenkins Reid books, keeping those. The 7 Husbands, One True Loves, and Forever Interrupted. We're also keeping One Day in December, really good book. And of course, You Again. This is another very much good book. So now that we have a for sure stack where I don't have to think twice about them, let's go over the books that I know I want to get rid of. So first one is The Long Game by Elena Armas. I like this book, but I can tell you I read so many books similar to this and I don't care to keep a copy of it. It could be quite forgettable for me. We're putting this aside in our unhaul pile. Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I wanted to like this so bad because, come on, it's called Book Lovers. I remember this was my least favorite Emily Henry book and I can't even tell you what it's about. I'm going to unhaul it. I have 2 books by Sarah Adams, When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect. I think I'm going to keep these. I'm not obsessed with them, but I think they're sweet and I think they're good books to recommend for people who don't like spicy books. These are clean. I am over explaining myself. I just want to keep them. There's no other reason other than I want to keep them. Venetia, I vaguely remember what it's about and I remember enjoying it in the moment, but I don't really feel the need to reread it. And I love the cover. It's so beautiful, but I'm not even showing the cover at all. Yeah, we're going to unhaul. This is where I'm getting a little bit unsure of whether to keep these or not. I have 2 summer romance books. Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. I remember I wasn't a huge fan of this book. I kind of got bored, I think, and I felt disconnected from the characters. I kind of do want to give it a second chance and reread it for this summer. Now that I'm a little bit older and maybe I like a little bit more of a complex story, which I feel like this had. I'm going to keep it and reread it this year, and if I don't reread it, or if I don't like it, again, I'm going to unhaul it. This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I didn't like this, or yeah, I think this was a miss for me. I don't think I enjoyed this. I've only ever read this book and it's the reason why I don't want to read other books by this author. I'm going to unhaul this one. Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I don't remember what this book is about. I do remember I wanted to continue the series because I was really into cowboy books during that time. I might want to reread it, so I'm going to keep it. Then we have our Ali Hazelwood books. We have 3 of them. We have Bride, which I'm going to keep even though I wasn't a huge fan because I do want to read the second book, which I heard was better. If I do end up liking the second book, I want to have the whole series. I'm gonna keep it. And then I have 2 other Ali Hazelwood books, Deep End and Not in Love. I think I'm just gonna keep both of them. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna keep both of them. And then the last one we have on here that's rom-com is The Paradise Problem by Kristen Lauren. This one was a very fun read. I'm keeping and I kind of want to reread this one. I think so far we've got a good keep pile and a good unhaul pile. Now we're doing our dark romance section. I will say the books right here, I am keeping all of of them. The Ruinous Love trilogy. We have Haunting Adeline, Into Darkness series, and Redemption Hill. I'm still reading literally all of these, and these are books that I want to keep. That's a big pile. Keep somewhere back here, right? I have this full Laura Thalassa series, which I was enjoying at the very beginning when I was reading, up until I got to like death, and I'm just like, this is literally copy paste. But I enjoyed them while I was reading them, so I want to keep them. I know for a fact I want to keep this one because I really like this book, Unwanted by Mia Sheridan. From here, the only one I do want to unhaul is Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. I did not enjoy this book, so we're going to unhaul it. These books right here are the books we're going to unhaul. We'll go over them really quick. Bewitched by Laura Thalassa, The Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, Venetia by Georgette Heyer, Book Lovers by Emily Henry, The Long Game by Elena Armas, The Maidens by Alex Michaelides, The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, The Empress by Kristen Cass, An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, and Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I will ask my friends first if they want any of these books, but for the most part, these are the books I will be taking to the book swap. I'll see y'all tomorrow for that. Okay, y'all, so I got ready. I already took my books to the living room, and I actually ended up putting 2 books aside that my friends asked for. So we're leaving these. We're not swapping at the book swap, but I will swap them with my friends or just give it to them. My throat is doing not the best. I am going to be wearing a mask just to like make it safer for people around me too, because as you can tell, my voice is not there. But instead of making myself a tea, I'm gonna make myself an iced coffee to go, and then we're gonna head on over. We have about an hour drive, so let's go do that. Okay, oh my god. Okay, so we're back. Obviously, my voice is like almost gone. So I really just want to go over what I got at the book swap and then wrap up this video because it's going to be raining all weekend. I'm not gonna have good light, and I don't know if my voice is going to get better or worse because it's just been getting worse. My apologies, first of all, for not recording too much. I started to feel a lot worse while I was out there, and it could have been the allergies because it was out in a vineyard and it was raining pretty dang hard when I got there too. It was so packed. I feel like it was underestimated how many people would show up at the same time. So like it was a little bit hard to browse, and for that reason, it was hard to record because then I didn't want to take up too much time so other people could browse as well. I didn't get too many shots like I thought I was going to, but I did my best. Again, I was just feeling kind of sick towards the end, and I just couldn't even stay for like the wine or the mimosas or the bagels. Even though I was not gonna drink anyway, I was going to get at least a bagel to support the vineyard, but I needed to get back home. Let me show you. This is my book haul right here. I will say I did buy one book. This event and pop-up shop was hosted by Hidden Worlds. It's an online bookstore right now that is going to get a storefront at some point in like Hillsboro, Oregon. It's a little bit out of the way for me, but I just wanted to support. I wanted to buy a blind date with the book, and they were $48, and I couldn't justify that because I already bought my books for the month. Even though they were very cute and stuff like that, I can never guarantee if I'm going to enjoy the book or not. And funny enough, the books that I traded in today, some of them were blind date with books. I actually ended up getting another book instead, and it's called A Rivalry of Hearts by Tessnosha Odette. I might have said that wrong. I've talked about this book before. This is the cover. Very pretty. But then you take off the dust jacket, and this is the cover I'm here for. It's so cute. I think if I'm right, it's like a cozy romantasy. It's about like some fays who are rivals. That's why it's called A Rivalry of Heart. Can't remember exactly, but I have been following this author for a while, and I wanted to really read their book. And when I saw the cover, I'm just like, I must have it. I've been waiting until springtime to get it. It's not spring yet, it's winter, but because it was there and I did want to buy a book, or at least a blind date with a book to support the pop-up shop, I decided to just get a book that that was already on my TBR. Here we are. So I did buy that. I did buy that one specifically. The next is book swap, right? The way it worked was it was a coin system. Young adult books / children books was 1 coin, adult books were 2 coins, and hardcovers were 3 coins. And you basically kind of bought your books with those coins. So I don't even remember how many books I took, maybe like 9. Point is, I had 19 coins and I could have gotten so many books with that, but I was just feeling so tired. I was feeling so congested. I was feeling so socially drained, and I had just been there for like 10 minutes. I did end up getting a pretty good haul, if I say so myself. The first book on this stack right here is Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. I've heard this book kind of like flying around. I think it's like a small romance mystery, and I heard there's like a few little twists that makes this series or interconnected series a little bit more special. So this is the Sparrow Fall series. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm excited to check it out. And then this next book so this was actually kind of funny because I traded this with a girl like in person basically. I had taken a Carly Fortune book, as you all saw, and one of the books that I keep being told that I will probably like better is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. This is the one that came out last year. I sat this one out for my online book club because Carly Fortune is a hit or miss author for me, and I didn't want to buy a book that I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy. I had decided that I was going to wait until I was able to get it on Libby or at the library, and I got it for free at the book swap. Well, I guess not free because I traded it in for a book that I bought, but I did get it, at least in my mind, for free. I didn't have to pay for it. I decided,
sure, why not? Let's read it.
And I traded it with this one girl who also obviously brought this book, right? And she wanted my book, so we just kind of exchanged it while we were in line. That was fun. That's also part of my little haul. Now this one, I hope it's the first one in the series. This looks like a mafia dark romance kind of book by, I want to say, an indie author just due to the like quality of the book. I don't know how to explain it, but indie books tend to have a different feel to them. I genuinely just don't know how to explain it. So I'm actually kind of excited to check this one out. I have been leaning a little bit into mafia romances lately, but I'm trying to avoid reading too many dark books. I feel like this video wasn't even going to get recorded, if I'm being honest, because there's just been too much darkness in my life, and reading dark books is not helping that either. But I think what I like about dark books is that even though the men in the books are not, good guys, they're also not bad guys. They make the women feel safe, and I like that. Depending on the book, obviously, it really depends on the book. Long story short, I'm trying to not read too much dark stuff right now. I'm trying to focus on like good things, but let's be honest, I've been reading a lot of sad books in general. I have a preference, what can I say? So yeah, we're gonna give this a shot. Never heard of this book before. I'm very excited to check it out. Another book that I basically was just like score because it's on my TBR. It's not like priority on my TBR, but it was on my TBR, and it's A Fate Inked in Blood. And I believe this is just like a usual romantasy, and romantasies can like hit now and then, I've read quite a bit, so I've been like staying away from popular romantasies right now. But I mean, come on, it was on the table. It's a pretty book with like a metallic edges, and it was on my TBR, so like why not? Yeah, A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel Jensen. So this one was mine by A.K. Rose. I don't think I've been saying the titles. I don't know. Foggy mind. And then the last book that I got. So I've read this author before, and that's Megan Miranda, and this is The Last to Vanish. I have no idea what this is about. I just know that this is a thriller because this author is a thriller author, and it was in the thriller section. Eventually the books got kind of mixed up, so there was no point to like separating them, but I at least recognize the author, and just the cover itself looks like a thriller. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to look to see what it's about. I'm going to assume there's going to be some triggering topics, and that's it. That's the last book. This is my little book haul. I did get 4 books for free, or at least 4 books that I swapped. Again, I can't remember how many I took, but it was this many, and I got at least 4 back, and I bought 1 book. I feel like it was a success. Like I said, I wish this video showed more of the actual book swap. It would have been so much fun to be able to like sit down and record a little bit better, but alas, I could not. And honestly, my head's starting to hurt again. I need to take some kind of cold medicine, take off these contacts, and just relax and probably take a nap or something. Maybe go watch Bridgerton. I hope you all like this video. Let me know down in the comments below, have you ever been to a book swap? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already and you would like to, please subscribe. I usually make book content, and now and then I make some lifestyle vlogs. And I promise I'm not always sick, but it's just been happening more often. I don't always sound like this. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day and happy reading. Bye.